Hello, this is Jason P. Wilson 01 X-Force, and this is my DC Comic poll list for the weeks of December 21st and 28th of 2011, and today is the 4th of January. It is 2012, and I want to say first off the bat, Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you guys had a great holiday season, and if you hadn't seen my Marvel posting, I would also like to say that I'm doing 2 weeks worth of comics here. The last 2 weeks of last year. Now I did pick up the comics for this week of first of the year, but I haven't read them all yet, so I'm not going to post them until after I'm done posting these. And first up here from my DC is Teen Titans. Now, like my Captain Americas, I was behind a few issues, so I picked up numbers 3 and 4, 4 being the newest one, of course. This is a series that I kind of dropped, but I really wanted to see what was going on and see if it was worthy of jumping back on my poll list. After reading numbers 3 and 4, I'm kind of feeling the same way I felt before. It's a really good comic. I think it's almost like the X-Men or the New Mutants of DC. I think the artwork and storytelling is really good. I'm not sure if I'm going to be putting this on my monthly saver. It is a comic, though. When I have extra money, I'll be keeping my eyes out for, because I do enjoy reading, and I love Tim Drake. And even though it's taken me a little time to get used to this version of Tim Drake, I mean, I was a huge fan of Red Robin, so Tim Drake is definitely someone I want to read up on. And it looks like for now, this is really the only way to get Red Robin. Now, I don't know if I would read this over Nightwing or Catwoman, but I do think that if I have enough room, I wanna squeeze this into my saver. These 2 issues were great, and I have to say, I think Teen Titans comes across even better when you read more than just one issue. I think the continuity of the first story arc, I think, is paced better when you get to read them together, and I don't know, there's just something about reading these 2 issues together that I really enjoyed. So I definitely do give a recommendation for those of you who are thinking about trying Teen Titans. It is worth your time. Now, I think DC in general has done a fantastic job with their whole relaunch. I think 2011 was really a great year for DC, and I think it's pretty clear that that with their sales beating out Marvel, I think it's like four months now straight, that a lot of people seem to agree. This is a great time for DC. They're really putting out some really AAA quality comics. And that, of course, it includes this next issue. This is Aquaman number 4, Food for the Trench. I think the Trench is a great new villain race, and I'm really enjoying all this deep water action with Aquaman. Definitely one of the best Aquaman runs I've ever read. I think Johns is just really doing a great job in making Aquaman exciting. Now, I like Aquaman, but I have to say, I really am enjoying this comic. Now, it is fighting for room on my saver, but it seems for now to be staying there. This is a really good issue, by the way. I do think perhaps the direction they're going to be going after this is a good idea, but I do hope that they somehow tie this into maybe what's going on with some of the other comics right now. I think Aquaman by itself is very, very strong, but I do want to see this to be slowly introduced to other comics. Like, for instance, Wonder Woman right now is really a by itself comic book. It's connected to the DCU, but they're really trying hard to tell a Wonder Woman tale, not necessarily a superhero tale. I think with Aquaman, they're kind of doing the same thing. They want to tell a warrior's tale, an Atlantean tale, rather than a superhero tale. I think it has a real, really kind of scary feel to it, which is nice, especially the night scenes with the water, and definitely some of the action in the deep waters here. I think Aquaman is number 4 is a really good comic, and definitely one of the more entertaining in the series so far. And from Aquaman to Voodoo, number 4. Now, Voodoo. Here's a comic I picked up, issue number 1. I liked it, but it didn't make my cut. I then didn't think about it for a while. But then I was in the comic book store. I picked up issue number 2, and I was like, whoa. Picked up 2 and 3. Really liked what they ended up doing. And number 4 is absolutely great storytelling. Here it is. If you picked up issue number 1 of Voodoo and you didn't like what you were reading and decided not to pick it up, issues 2 and 3, go back and try it again. Issues 2, 3, and 4 are a lot different than issue number 1. Issue number 1, which I enjoyed, had a completely different feel to the kind of espionage type tale they're telling right now. It's like a thriller almost. I think the artwork is really, really well done. I think it's some of the best art from DC right now, and that's a pretty big statement. But the storytelling definitely is better when you're reading more than just one issue. And I've said that a few times, but it's the most relevant to this particular type of storyline. Now, I heard about this author being that way. He's really good overall, but sometimes a couple issues would be a little flat. Now, I didn't find that to be the case with any of these, but I do see a change of pace. Definitely, numbers 2, 3, and 4 have a different feel and pace than issue number 1. Though, I liked issue number 1. But if you guys didn't, go back and give it a try again. It's definitely a comic book that's worth a second look. I really am enjoying Voodoo, and I have to say, it's one of the ones that keeps on fighting and winning a place on my pull list. Now, next up here is a big, fat, huge comic book. I hope it stays on there. Yes, this is Leviathan Strikes Batman Incorporated $7 book, number 1 one-shot. This basically is the conclusion to the Batman and Robin and the Batman Incorporated that happened before. Kind of ties up some stuff that's been going on with both those comics. This is a big, thick, expensive comic, but if you've been reading Batman Incorporated and Batman and Robin, it's a definite have to pick up. You can't not pick this up if you read either of those comic books. Definitely a must. And I have to say, I thought it was great. You're getting a lot for your money here. I was really excited to see Batman Incorporated back. This is actually the best issue that they've produced. Obviously, that should be the case considering the price point and the size. But I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about what's in here. The content, Leviathan Strikes, is definitely one of the best written Batman comics to come out last year, 2011. Leviathan, yeah, this is definitely a must pick up, guys. After I read this, I actually went back and read it twice, so I've read this 3 times now, and I enjoyed it every time. In fact, I got a little more out of it the second and third time. So, not only is it worth being in your collection, but it's an absolutely must read to any Batman fan, absolutely. Batman Incorporated is back, and I am glad. Alright, next up, Justice League number 4. This was a lot of fun. There is a lot of really awesome stuff in this issue. Dare I say it? Yeah, I think this is the best Justice League so far. Like I've said a million times now, DC does a really good job with that. And I think this is the best Justice League to come out in 2011. Of course, that's easy to say. Now it's 2012. Only 4 issues came out. Still, there's a lot of wow pages. And even though this a little bit younger Aquaman is written by the same person, actually has a different feel. This Aquaman definitely has a different feel than John's Aquaman series, which I believe is set in the present. But with that said, it is a great book. There are a lot of like page turners here. Something great going on. You turn the page. Wow. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that just happened. Turn the page again. Ooh, wow. That is really cool. Definitely a lot of cool moments in this book. And this is turning out to be a really great experience reading Justice League. And it's earning its title of best-selling comic book. Great issue to a great series. Next up here is Batman number 4. Batman number 4 continues the excellence of Snyder and Capullo. More of the same, and that's a good thing. I think this was a strong issue. Definitely tied with some of the best ones in this 4-issue run so far. I definitely am enjoying Snyder's writing and really enjoying Capullo's artwork. This definitely has one of the most unique feels of any of the Bat books. And it's, I believe, the top selling of the Bat books, or at least one of the top selling of the Bat books. And there's a reason for that. I will be curious to see what direction this goes after the story arc is over. I definitely would like these two to stay together. I know for sure Snyder will stand with Batman, but I hope Capullo does too. His type of art style with the Bat family, the Bat universe, it's really nice. It's really fun to look at and definitely a thrill to read. Batman number 4, it's all aces. Great book. And next up here is one of my favorite DCs, and that is Wonder Woman number 4. This has been a great surprise. I would say it's second to Incredible Hulk for one of my biggest surprises of 2011. As much as I was surprised that Incredible Hulk was as good as it is, I am equally surprised of how great Wonder Woman continues to be. This book started off strong and just got better and better, like a tsunami. It just kept on growing and getting better and better with every issue. Issue number 4 is no exception. The Wrath of Hera is a great issue and one of my favorites of the month. I love this comic book, and I can't recommend this Wonder Woman series enough. Great issue. Next up here is Red Hood and the Outlaws number 4. We finally get to see some pretty big action from our favorite superheroes here. Definitely get a little bit of Starfire Unleashed. That's pretty cool. This was probably one of the stronger of the series so far. I would think actually numbers 3 and 4 were both some of the best. Definitely, this really shows off some great artwork. I mean, the story writing is solid and it's good, and I'm not taking anything away from the story. The writing is excellent, but it's really, for me, it's the artwork that shines here. It is absolutely beautiful. The character designs, the pacing, the way the panels are done. The action in this book is really big. Not quite as big as Justice League, but it's still really good action. And I can't wait to read number 5. Red Hood and the Outlaws is a really unique feel. It's a title that DC puts out that really has a look and feel like no other. It's definitely worth a look at, and if you're already reading it, you know it's a good series. And next up here for my DC is Catwoman number 4. Now, where issue number 3 left off, it definitely was I mean, I don't know if it was a shocker, but for me it was. I wasn't expecting this particular character to die. I was kind of getting to like this character. I thought it was a good kind of grounding character for Catwoman. I think she grounded her a little bit. And now basically she's dead and Catwoman is on a rampage. It starts off exactly where issue number 3 left off. So you don't even lose a moment. I think A Death in the Family was a great issue. I think it's some of the strongest writing so far by Winnick, and a really strong artwork as well. Where Red Hood and Outlaws had kind of a John Carpenter to Thing type vibe, this has a real classic type Bat Family type feel. It almost reminded me of some of the older Birds of Prey books, the ones that I enjoyed most. Catwoman has really been a strong series from the get-go, and when it started off with a few shock moments and definitely a lot of action, it's now settled into just really strong storytelling, but not holding back on the great action. More great action in this issue. I'm really feeling for this character. I really feel her pain, and I really want her to get vengeance. At the same time, because she is so damaged and you see that, you kind of feel for her in a way, wanting her maybe not to do certain things because you know there'll be repercussions of it. But because I'm even explaining it in that way, it tells you that this is a captivating story, and Catwoman's definitely one of the best new books launched by DC. And last up here for my DC is Nightwing number 4. Nightwing number 4 is having a cameo here by Batgirl. And I have to say, this is probably the best book that Batgirl has had. And, you know, I love Gale, and I love her on Batgirl. But for me, Nightwing is a better book. I think I really loved Batgirl in this issue, and I thought to myself, you know, this is kind of what I'm missing from the current Batgirl book. This type of Batgirl, the kind of Batgirl that you really are attracted to as a character, you know, as a very interesting character. The way that she interacts with Dick Grayson here, just, it's rich. It reminded me of some of the older books when, especially with Snyder, with Oracle, and when he was Batman, kind of their relationship at that time. There's a lot of moments with them together. This is another issue like that. You have Barbara Gordon and Dick Grayson kind of coming together, helping each other, and you get to see the depth of their relationship and their actions. Definitely one of the best of the Nightwing series. And for me at this point, Nightwing is a better book than Batgirl. I hate to say that because I really want to like Batgirl a lot, but if I end up dropping a book, it'll be Batgirl and not Nightwing. And with that said, those are my DCs for the last 2 weeks. Really curious, guys, which DC books that I've shown that you guys picked up and what you guys thought of it. Also, did you guys love how the last year ended with comics? And are you excited about the new year of 2012? And with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.